Hi, it's Ina the Mood Reader, and welcome to my October Possibility Pile. So for this October, I'm a little late in sharing to you guys what I would be reading for the month. But of course, there was the reading slump that has been bothering me for the past 2 to 3 months. Technically, I don't know if it's a reading slump or I'm just very tired with work. And I've been playing a lot of games on my phone, so I'm a little distracted a little bit. But yeah, hopefully this October will get rid of that. Today is the 6th of October and right now all that I've finished are just audiobooks. I couldn't really focus on looking at pages, but I'm doing this video to challenge myself and hopefully read at least half of these books on my possibility pile. Now, I don't know if Arctober is still a thing, but I want to do that. I've had so many advanced copies of books that have been published already for years that I haven't really picked up yet on NetGalley, and I do have some NetGalley reviews pending until today. So this month I'm challenging myself to, improve my NetGalley ratio and get to read some of those arcs. But before that, I would just like to share books I'll be reading from book clubs that I'm part of. So first, we have from the Dead Readers League, which is a dark academia book club. We will be reading No Limitang Here for October, particularly this version that's in English translated by Leon Maria Guerrero. So this was one of my purchases last 9/9 sale, if I'm not mistaken. I'm very, very excited because it has been a decade since I was in high school, and though of course I have No Limitang Here's plotline in my heart because it was something I was very, very interested in doing and studying, and I directed a No Limitang Here play when I was in junior high. So yeah, I've never touched on the English translation though, so it would be very nice to get to read this. So yeah, Moon will be having a live show about this, and if you're interested also to take part of the Dead Readers League, I'll have the details of our club in the description. So there. The next book club that I'm part of is If It Really Hurts book club by Gerald the Bookworm, basically for Filipino thriller lovers. And technically, there hasn't been an announcement yet on the October read, but based on Gerald's poll, this book is on the top list, and it's 56 Days by Catherine Ryan Howard. I bought this from Book of the Month. It took 2 months to get it here, and still I'm very, very excited to know what type of coronavirus pandemic lockdown story this 56 Days book would give me. So definitely reading this. Hopefully it would be really the pick for the book club, but if not, I'm still going to read this one. Yeah, so there. It's a very casual book club anyway. Everyone just reads the books, and there's a comment thread where you can put in your thoughts. So if you're also interested in joining It Really Hurts book club, I'm also linking down this one below. Okay, now for the third book, it's the book club pick for Talk Bookish to Me PH, and it is Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Bazterica, which has been translated by Sarah Moses. So I've heard quite a bit about this book already from people in the club and the book community as well. I think this one is described as horror dystopia sci-fi read, and it tackles on cannibalism, so it's really not for the faint of heart. Let me just read this synopsis from Goodreads. So it says here, working at the local processing plant, Marcos is in the business of slaughtering humans, though no one calls him that anymore. I don't want to dive in aside from that attention-catching line. I just know that this is about 200 something pages, so I'll just read it on ebook. Yeah, I'm really scared and excited at the same time, if that makes sense, about this read, and also more on the discussion that I'll be having. Hopefully, I'll be able to join the discussion For sure it's going to be interesting to discuss a book touching on topics like this with some of my bookish friends. And yeah, aside from that, of course, we have my picks for Arctober. And for this part of the video, originally for the last week of September, I was planning on doing a 3 film romance reading challenge, readathon, reading vlog, wherein I will be reading On Location by Sarah Smith, After Perfect by Maan Gabriel, and The Holiday Switch by Tiff Marcelo. Unfortunately, I was busy that weekend. We binged On the Job on HBO Go. We watched The Undoing and Squid Game. So basically, I wasn't able to read a thing at all, but it was a fun bonding experience with the family to watch all of those amazing series. So I didn't regret it at all. But yeah, and then I had to push back the plans for the video, but I already talked to you about it. So past Ina will be discussing to you what these 3 books would be about. The first one that I'll be reading is After Perfect by Maan Gabriel. So yeah, the cover looks like this. And Spark Point Studio reached out to me to send me copies of 2 books, one by Maan Gabriel and one by Sarah Smith, to read and review. So thank you so much to Spark Point Studio for sending me digital arcs. After Perfect, I think, is more of a women's fiction than a romance. According to the blurb here on Goodreads, it's about 36-year-old Gabriella Stevens, who is living a quiet and content fairy tale as a devoted housewife to Simon. And then after 16 years of marriage and 20 years together, he tells her that he wants a divorce. So this story would revolve around Gabby's life changing abruptly, going to New York, single for the first time since she was a teen. She will be going back to school, getting her first real job, and falling in love again. So that's the adventure for After Perfect. I'll also be reading On Location by Sarah Smith. This is what the cover looks like. So On Location, I think, is Sarah Smith's 3rd novel. Well, it's the 3rd book of hers that I know. I haven't read any of her other books yet, but I knew of her because of Shalea, who had fun, I guess, reading Faker and Simmer Down. So yeah, I was very excited when I received the arc for this book. I think this book was published a few days ago, September 21st. And this one is an enemies to lovers workplace romance. Basically, we have Aliyah, who is a showrunner, I think, of an outdoor travel channel. She has a she's going to have a show about Utah's national parks. And then she meets her newest crew member, Drew. And Drew was someone she dated before who ghosted her. And unfortunately, they have to work closely together. And yeah, according to this, nothing like her rocky start between enemy co-workers stuck together on location to prove that love isn't just a ploy for ratings. It's a force of nature. And then the last book that I hope I get to read for the weekend is another arc. This time it's for a blog tour. Thank you so much for TBR and Beyond Tours for making me a part of the blog tour for The Holiday Switch by Tiff Marcelo. So Tiff Marcelo is a Filipino author, and I think one of her books was recently picked by Book of the Month. It's in a book club far away, though I haven't read any of her works yet. I'm very excited to read this one because though it's still September, near October, in the Philippines, it's already Christmas season, and this one is holiday themed, so I'm sure it's going to be fun. And according to this one, it's a romance about a bookish Filipino-American girl who crosses paths with the innkeeper's aggravating nephew. But when they accidentally switch phones, their newly discovered secrets draw them together. So I think this one is a young adult romance. They're still in high school. They are on a winter break. So we have Lila Castro, and working at a cozy local inn. And then we also have the nephew of Lila's boss, Teddy Veracruz, who will become her co-worker. So it says here, when they accidentally switch phones, they both realize they've been hiding things from each other. Will their secrets and a dash of holiday spirit bring them closer to love? So those are technically my 4 books that I plan on reading for this weekend. I know it's a long shot for me to be able to finish all of them, but at least we'll try. I don't know which one I'll be picking first, because they all sound good and they all sound like amazing romances, but let's see. So okay, and now we're back, and this time I'll be touching on just 3 other arcs that I plan on reading. I don't want to commit so much because there's always a chance that I won't get to pick up the speed in reading, though I'm trying to challenge myself for October. So in case that I won't be able, to meet my target, I'll just settle on 3 books. And though in the past years, you noticed that I did spin the wheels and let the wheels dictate what arcs I'll be reading. This time I actually chose what I want to read. So since I'll be reading 3 arcs for romances, I picked out 3 mysteries or fillers to balance it all out. So the first one I chose is a Wednesday Books pick. It recently released last August. It's The Dead and the Dark by Courtney Gold. So I'll just read a short line on the synopsis. It says, Courtney Gold's thrilling debut, The Dead and the Dark, is about the things that lurk in dark corners, the parts of you that can't remain hidden, and about finding home in places and people you didn't expect. So it says here on the new Goodreads interface that it's classified as horror, young adult, LGBT, fantasy, mystery, paranormal, thriller, fiction. So I don't want to know more about it because I think it's better to dive in blindly. So that's all you're gonna get as well. But this book has a very, very pretty cover that you can check out. So there. The other pick I chose is Good Little Liars by Sarah Clutton, which was published in October 2019. This one has a longer synopsis, so let me just go through here. So it says, 25 years after losing her friend Tessa in a tragic accident, Emma's life is happy and settled. She rarely thinks about the day Tessa fell to her death or the secret that she made Emma swear to keep just hours before. So eventually, Emma and her daughter find themselves unexpectedly moving into the headmaster's former cottage on the grounds of her old school, and there she finds a photograph of Tessa. So this book is a page-turning novel about family drama, lies, and the secrets we keep to protect those we love, and it says here that it's perfect for the fans of Liane Moriarty. So I haven't read her work yet, but I've seen her books are bestsellers, so I hope that this would be a good one. And then the last arc I am choosing is The Grey Sisters by Jo Treggiari. It says here that it's a young adult suspense thriller. So it's about Dee and Spider. So 2 years after a deadly plane crash, best friends Dee and Spider head into the mountains to face their grief. A gripping psychological thriller, perfect for fans of Sadie and the Cheerleaders, books that I both loved. So I'm hoping that those would be exciting reads as well. So yeah, those are the 6 arcs I plan on reading. And in case I do have extra time, I have some carryovers from last month. One is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I tore the dust jacket, but I'm really highly anticipating this one. Hopefully I'll get to enjoy it. And then this one, I bought this from a thrift store way back. So it's Fierce Kingdom by Jen Phillips. I know it was a book of the month pick. This isn't a BOTM copy, by the way, but yeah, it's an electrifying novel about the primal and unyielding bond between a mother and son. So I think this is also a suspense thriller, and this is a mystery thriller, I guess. So yeah, I try to balance out my reads between romance and thrillers so that I'll get to build up my pace again for this month. So I know many people are also reading spooky reads for October. If you're one of them, please let me know what your plans are. If you have suggestions on videos that you'd like to see on this channel or books that you want me to review here on the channel, then please do let me know in the comments below. And see you guys on the next video. And also, may you always be in the mood for reading. Bye!